I wake up to the same old fight, chasing shadows in the night. Promises made, but I let them fade. Caught in the cycle, I'm feeling betrayed. Round and round, I'm losing ground. Trying to break free, but I can't see. These negative patterns are haunting me. Nights turn to days, I'm losing my way. Thought I found peace, but it's led me astray. Chasing the high, but it only brings pain. The more I run, the less I gain.
Hey everybody, hey, and welcome to another session of Tarka Say It Again. Our topic today, when she speaks. Now those three words carry so much more than just a title. I had the opportunity this weekend to attend When She Speaks, hosted by Miss Monica May herself at Miss Tansey's at her Hair and Beauty Academy in Apopka. And I left the event reminded that every woman has a story worth telling. Men, I don't like to leave y'all out, even though this one here is specifically for the women. But if you find yourself needing some additional encouragement, we'll say, when it comes to public speaking or advocating for yourself, you want to tune in or just want to find out and see what we got going on, whichever it is. In my book, as you know, Addictive Patterns, I talk about the habits and the behaviors and the mindsets we repeat, sometimes without even realizing it. Those patterns don't just show up in our relationships, y'all. Y'all already know that. They also show up in our words, our confidence, and our willingness to use our voice. Now, some women, they've developed the positive pattern of, say, speaking with confidence, purpose, conviction. And then you have others, they've developed the negative pattern of shrinking back, second guessing themselves, or remaining silent because maybe fear has convinced them that their story doesn't matter. You've heard people give their testimony and say they felt like they weren't enough. So whether you're a seasoned speaker or someone who has allowed fear to keep you silent, this experience, let me tell you, was a powerful reminder that there is always room to grow. Miss Monica, she poured into us with practical public speaking skills, and it hit home for me because I remember when I was in college and public speaking wasn't a thing for me, but it was one of my classes. But because I didn't practice it a lot when I was in high school or middle school, it always felt like a task, right? The nervous took over. And I remember failing that darn public speaking class I had at FAMU. But of course, had to go back and retake it. So that's something that I'll always remember. One of my biggest takeaway was this. It's okay to be nervous. Just don't let your fear be bigger than your faith. And you've heard that saying before. I remember seeing one of Beyonce interviews, and she shared every time she go out on the stage, she's nervous. And you're like, what? Not Beyonce, right? Because she is a fierce to be reckoned with. Like, she's amazing. She is a true performer. But yeah, she says she gets nervous every time. But hey, when she get out there on that stage, baby, all of that, it subsides. So as the author of Addictive Patterns, I know firsthand that when I share my testimony and I speak to people. People connect with my message before they connect with my product. So your voice is part of your brand. Yes. Every time you speak, you're telling people who you are, what you stand for, and why your story matters. You see, I pointed to myself. But yes, why your story matters. When you speak, let your confidence be heard. Yeah, let it be heard. When you speak, let your body language match your message. When you speak, let your voice project with purpose. When you speak, let your self-esteem shine through. When you speak, let your assertiveness reflect your conviction. Don't ever leave your story untold because of fear. Someone is waiting for your voice, your testimony, and your courage to inspire them to take their next step. So this empowerment event, as I've already said, I learned it's okay to be nervous. Being nervous doesn't mean you're unqualified. It means you're human. Yeah, you're human. The addictive pattern we have to break is allowing fear to become louder than our purpose. I'm going to say it again. The addictive pattern we have to break is allowing fear to become louder than our purpose. Fear says, stay quiet. They don't want to hear you. But faith says, somebody needs to hear what you've been through. As an author, as a speaker, as an entrepreneur, as a parent, as a life coach, as a mentor, and one might say as a leader. Myself as well as you listening. Yeah, you. We all have a testimony. And every time we speak, we're representing our brand. Again, our body language, our voice projection. We don't want to sound timid, y'all, to where the people in the audience, they're saying, what she said? I ain't hear her. Our confidence, our eye contact, and authenticity all communicate a message before people ever buy our product or support our business. So today, ask yourself, because y'all know I always got a question. Every session, I always have a question. Ask yourself, what pattern speaks first when you open your mouth? What pattern speaks first when you open your mouth? Is it fear or is it faith? Is it insecurity or is it purpose? Because someone is waiting on your story. Someone is waiting on your testimony. And your voice could be the very thing that helps someone else break an addictive pattern in their own life. Thanks again for tuning in to Tarika Say It Again. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Have a good one.